President Biden will be in Pennsylvania today to give new details on his plan to tackle gun violence across the nation. The White House says the president will deliver remarks on police funding and crime. This comes 2 months after President Biden signed the bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the first major piece of federal gun reform in decades. For more on this, let's bring in Manuel Oliver, the father of a teenager killed in the 2018 Parkland, Florida shootings, and ABC News contributor and former NYPD Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce. Thank you both for being here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Manuel, I want to start with you. You were dissatisfied with the gun legislation that was passed and was even escorted from the White House in July after shouting at the president during a White House event where he was touting the package. What are you hoping to hear from the president today?
Well, I think most of the people that were in that event were not satisfied with the package. I was the one that was able to stand up and say that, but you can hear people agreeing with what I said. So I just don't like things that have been sold as a solution when they are far from being the solution. The president knows that. He asked for more to the senators that were able to put these laws together. And I think he's also a little frustrated about this. There's a lot more to do. I've seen the plan. I read it back and forward. A lot of defensive actions, too little or non-offensive actions.
And Robert, I want to bring you in as well. One of the main things in this new $37 million plan is giving more funding to the police. How significant is that?
Well, you're funding $13 million to hire 100,000 more police officers across the country within 5 years. This is reminiscent of the 1994 Clinton plan to get them out there and to train them as well. Another $5 billion towards community-based things like reentry programs and stuff. And the biggest thing at all I see in reducing gun violence here is the 13% increase in funding for the ATF. These are all good measures. That, with last month's bill, you have $50 billion spent this summer, pledged to do it. Let's see how it is operational. Let's see how it goes forward to stop the gun violence in this country.
And what steps do you believe can be taken to fight crime at a local level? We hear, concerns about the streets of New York recently. Can you touch a little bit on that, Robert?
Sure. Federal task forces, precision policing to go after the gangs who are doing the shootings. Also close loopholes in the NICS checks where people are getting their hands on assault rifles. That shouldn't happen. So these things are all important. But the devil's in the details, how to get that out and how to make that operational. So letting the assault weapons in the hands of minors is always a bad plan. Hopefully this is addressed. I agree with Manuel. It's not enough. We have to go even further with what we have to do. Because this is all a lot of bipartisan stuff. We need real leadership to get this done.
And Manuel, the plan also includes investing in crime prevention and a fair criminal justice system and taking steps to keep guns out of the hands of dangerous people. Is this enough to put an end to gun violence?
No, of course not. You know that half of our society, if not more, they believe that the guns are part of our identity. So we need to change how our society thinks about this and change the whole narrative. And that's not with the money given to the police or given to the communities. It's given to the advertising industry. Like, we need to send a message out there with all the possible media that makes people understand that we don't need guns to live in a happy society, to respect each other. So that's the reason why I've been asking for a czar, director of gun violence prevention. And I know that we have a director for the ATF, but it's not enough. He has other things to do. I'm asking now for a meeting with the ATF director, Mr. Stephen Dettelbach, and see if we can go in that direction of sending another message to the American people.
All right. Manuel Oliver, Bob Boyce, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.